for the equation 2x plus 1, create a table of values from -2 to 2 and sketch the graph. So this is linear graphs and models, which is an extension of chapter 3, which we did at the very start of the year. So before we can do that, we have to quickly do some revision, which is what this is, plus a bit of graph sketching to see how much you remember from last year. So for the equation y equals 2x plus 1, create a table of values, sketch the graph. Now, normally when it says table of values, it doesn't tell you what it is. However, to start with, I like to default to this. So what I'll do is I will create a table x and y, put a line through it, and then I'll go -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Now, I have to fill in the bottom row. So what I remember how I do that is I get my equation, I take the value that I need to substitute and find out. So if I say x equals -2, y equals 2 times -2 plus 1. That means y is equal to, and so what I do here, 2 times -2 is -4, plus 1 is -3, and then I put that in the table of values there. And then this creates an ordered pair, all right, which is a set of coordinates that I'm then going to plot onto my graph. So the coordinates are going to be 2, -2, -3. Next one along will be -1. So that's going to be y equals 2 times -1 plus 1. Y equals 2 times -1 is -2, -2 plus 1. Y is equal to -1. That means that my second point is going to be -1, -1. And then you would continue on with the other points. Now, from sheer experience, I know that those are the last 3 numbers, because each single time it is going up by the gradient value, which is 2. So -3 to -1 is 2, -1 to 1 is 2, 1 to 3 is 2, 3 to 5 is 2. So now that I have these numbers, I can create my ordered pairs. And now I can go down and I can draw myself a graph. And this is where it is important to have a ruler, which you absolutely will need to have when we do the SAT for this. No, give me red. I want red. All right, so I'm drawing my axes. I'm going to mark it out. All right, that's going to be my 0. And I'm just going to quickly make a couple of little marks along here. And then I'm going to draw my vertical axes. And then I'm going to place a couple of little markings here to help me mark out where my numbers are. So now, obviously, you guys can do it much easier. I'm just working with what I've got. So, what I have here is a set of axes. Put the ruler away. So, what I have here is I have my X and my Y. And the way I've got it marked is 0 is in the middle here. This is 1, this is 2. And then I've got -1, -2. But the way I've got it on my vertical axis, my y-axis, is this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is -1, -2, -3, -4. The scale that you use for the x and y axes don't have to be the same. All right, sometimes it is not practical to do everything the same distance on both the x and y axes. You can mix and match them like I have here. It just means that your graph is going to look slightly different to someone else's who does it differently. So if I take a look at my ordered points, I can see I've got -2, 3, so I'm going to mark these in green. So -2, -3. I then have -1 and 1. And then I have 0 and 1. Remember, it's always x coordinate first, y coordinate second. Like that, and then 2, 5 at the top. And then I get Mr. Ruler again. I find an angle that works to connect all the dots. Oh, just shows to show that my green dot should have been more about here, but that's beside the point. Blue line passes through all those points. Ruler goes away, Bob's your uncle. And Mary's your aunt. Okay, so what I've done there is I have now, and then I will write my label on here, y equals 2x plus 1. And what this is showing is that for every 1 I go to the right, my graph is going up 2. That's the gradient, which we will learn about in period 4. And then this +1 tells me where my y-intercept is. All right, so you have to make sure that you're doing things consistently. What you're going to be asked to do is complete these in your workbooks or on a sheet of paper or whatever. You will then need to either photograph them or scan them and then upload those photos or scans to Compass. There is a learning task set up that is entitled 20th of August exercise 6A. You'll put your scans in there. All right, if you've got a whole bunch of photos and you want to put them as one document, you can insert them into a Word document, save the Word document, and then submit it to me through Compass. All right, I don't need any more emails coming through. I want it all through Compass from now on, please. And you'll get the same thing for every other exercise that you do. All right, so the due dates are generally going to be 2 or 3 days after the class. And I will be putting the videos up as I go.